Alright, what's up everyone, to another video of Full Speed Impulse, and we are back at it with the Klx110 budget build, and we're going to get right at this thing. So first things first, before we actually start throwing some more hopped up parts on it, you know we already did the TB front forks on this thing, but now we got to see actually what happened to this motor, because we know mud just got packed into the carb. And after that, the bike wouldn't start. We even did a carb swap when we were out in the woods, and the bike still would not fire. So all I'm thinking is that the mud or water or grime and all that stuff, whatever, actually ended up in the cylinder and head and just wouldn't fire. But we never pulled the spark plug, and this thing has sat, like I said, for over a year. But I want to see, can we get this thing started without pulling anything major apart? So the first things first is that we got to get a charger on this battery. Second of all, we're going to pull a spark plug and see what's actually happening in there. Because if it's too grimy, we're probably not even going to bother. But what I'd like to do is see if the bike actually would fire, and then do a compression test, so then we can maybe set this piston and cylinder to the side for another budget build to come in the future, because you never know what's going to happen or what we're going to get next. So here she is, guys, and she's already halfway apart. I think the seat should come, oh, yep, right, came right off. All right. And yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure this is a good battery too. So we're just going to put a little trickle on this thing, and a little 2 amps or something like that. Probably more, that's more than a trickle. But we're going to put about 2 amps on this battery and see what will happen. So first things first will be make sure we got some gas, and then make sure we got some spark. Let's see if we get this thing to fire up. All right, we put some fuel in it. We're gonna give her a couple cranks, see what happens. Choke's out, I think. Nope, choke's not out. We know there's gas in the tank, but let's see if there's gas in the carb. So we're just gonna hit our little vent, our little bowl drainer here. All right, it should be open enough. See nothing coming out. Let's check out our spark plug and see what that looks like. And maybe we'll put a little starting fluid inside here and see if she licks over a little bit. All right, so we pulled the spark plug out. Definitely some shenanigans going on. She's definitely rusty, and she even looks like she got little corrosion marks, maybe a little bit around there. Definitely tell she's been moist, but we got a good spark. So we're gonna load her up with some carb cleaner in here. And see if she fires. We're even spraying carb cleaner down, no carburetor there. And we're still not even getting the lick, and we obviously got spark. So, not the best sign, guys. Alright, guys, so here's the deal. She wouldn't fire up, and what I'm thinking is, because we hear something like kind of rattling around in there, I'm thinking we have something more severe happening in the motor, because putting that carb cleaner down the spark plug hole and going directly through the carb here, and having spark, she should have licked. So either something's hung up with the intake or exhaust valve, or we just got a straight probably hole in our piston. So I'm guessing, we're gonna take a guess here. It could just be a bunch of grit in there, but maybe, just maybe, a rock might have went into the carb tuner here, down into the motor, and then she just started getting crazy in there. So we're gonna find out though. All right, guys, so we have this all tore apart. We're doing one of our, we're already in the midst of doing the big bore video. A lot of mud on this guy here. But, you know, when we cycle the motor, honestly, I'm not a professional, but, like, this doesn't look like crazy scored up at all as far as what I could see, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm not an expert at reading cylinders. I just know how to put new ones on. And then as far as here, definitely some dirt. There's a little bit of rust in here. Maybe thinking that obviously there's water sitting in here. Maybe there's a gap in here. Maybe there's crud. It seems like it's sealed, but what we're going to do, we already took our caps off here. We're going to undo that so we can pull our valves out, clean this all up real nice, get those back in there because we don't plan on replacing that. And then we're going to come back here and we're going to pull this off, put our new piston on, hopefully get her all freshened up, get her back together, spark plug, new carb, some fresh gas, and hopefully that will solve the issue. But I'm just, if you watch the video, guys, and even the previous Klx110 build video, we show it, we just like engulfed so much mud into this motor. Is no bueno. I mean, like I said, you could see in the piston here. I mean, I already started wiping, like, it's no bueno. So some of that's probably carbon, but you could see the grit in here at the beginning before I kind of ran my fingers already through it and scraped it out. It's definitely not great. Well, after I thought we were done with this video, I couldn't keep this from you guys. Holy smokes. That is the problem right there. Those aren't supposed to be flush like that. Yeah, that's no bueno, guys. All right, well, there's our problem right there. Rings are completely smoked on this thing, and you're supposed to be, you should be able to run your finger on the edge of it. And normally when you put them into your cylinder, you have to compress them in. So I just happened the next day, pulling the jug off, getting ready to continue our video for the big bore, and I seen this, and I was like, oh, I gotta let you guys know, like, that was what's wrong with the bike. Probably, again, he didn't even know his intake boot was off the whole time he was riding it, even before this. So this whole time, he was probably getting water in there and just wearing down on the cylinder. And then on top of it, once he finally, finally killed it, it probably didn't help that we were kept on cranking on the bike also. Even though it was probably almost dead at that point anyways, it didn't help. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe so you can follow our Klx110 build, because next we're going to be putting a big bore kit on this thing and really getting into this bike and getting her dialed in and souped up, and more of kind of I like to consider this build more a woods riding build, just because we're going to use a stock airbox, do some modifications to it, get some air to it, get a better carburetor on this thing with that big bore, nice little exhaust on this thing. She's going to be running great. She's going to run pretty good, I think. So I appreciate you guys watching, but until next time, we'll see you later.